Hi, it is my great pleasure to introduce Commissioner Erica Davis. Commissioner Davis is here in our 5th grade edition, and Commissioner Davis, thank you for voting yes for this building, and it's really appropriate that you're reading to our boys and girls for our 2020 Read Across America, Read for the Record kind of day. It's not Read Across America, it's Read for the Record.
Read for the
And
Record.
it's awesome that we have you here. Thank you so much for reading to our boys and girls.
Thank you for inviting me, and this building is beautiful, and Black Fox can be so proud to have this new addition for the 5th grade students. So I chose a book today called Good Night Construction Site. My kids loved this book whenever they were little, so whenever I have the opportunity to read, I usually bring this book and leave it for the children to enjoy. So today we're going to be reading Good Night Construction Site. It's got some great pictures in here too. The pages are a little crinkled because this is my own book, but Good Night Construction Site. Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, make a road, to get the job done, load by load. The sun has set, the work is done. It's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one they'll go to bed to yawn and rest their sleepy heads. Then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings the beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on his mark, then off to bed, it's almost dark. He slowly folds his boom back in, and then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight, then cuddles up and says good night. Shh, good night, crane truck, good night. Spinning, churning all day long, cement mixer sings his whirly song. Now yawn his weary and so dizzy from the fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours the load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright, pulls up his chute and turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh, good night, cement mixer, good night. Dump truck loves to work and haul. He carries loads both big and small. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. One final load spills on the heap, crunch. Now dump truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his bed and locks his gate, rests his wheels, it's getting late. He dims his lights, then shuts his doors, and soon his engine slows to snores. Shh, good night, dump truck, good night. Pushing with all of his mighty blade, bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with thunderous sound. No one's as tough and as strong as he, but now he's sleepy as can be. He puffs some smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, and stops his track. He curls into his soft dirt bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh, good night, bulldozer, good night. Scooping gravel, dirt, and sand, excavator shapes the land. He digs and lives throughout the day, but now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig, and soon he'll roll into the bed beneath the moon. He twirls up on his bumpy track, pulls up his boom, and stretches his back. He sets his scoop down on the ground and snuggles up without a sound. Shh, good night, excavator, good night. These big trucks, so tough and loud, they work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Turn off your engines, stop your tracks, relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site all tucked in tight. The day is done, turn off the light. Great work today, now shh, good night. I think that was appropriate for all of the construction that was going on this summer with this building. And again, I'm so thankful that Black Fox has a new place to house their 5th grade students. Thank you for having me.